FPL Physio here, back with another green arrow after a very weird game week. All the captains blanked, all the most popular captains blanked. Haaland blanked, Bruno blanked, Saka almost blanked. I think he got DEFCONs. But it seems like all the most popular captains blanked. So this game week took me to a rank 1185. So a green arrow of about 400 places. Pretty glad with that. Pretty glad. Even though to have Bruno capped after Haaland blanked and Salah blanked and Saka, then you would have, of course, expected more than a freaking 2-pointer. But anyway, 49 points, almost in the top 1K. Overall happy as long as it's a green arrow. I'm happy. Game week 13, which this video is about. I've decided to free hit. I've already activated it actually. Let's jump right into it. Game week 13, free hit. Gonna be very heavy on City and Brentford, and I'll show you. So far, the defense is these four players: Munoz, Collins, O'Reilly, and Vandenberg. So you can see double Brentford, and I'll explain why. Brentford has the, I think, second highest or third highest chances of clean sheet this week, playing Burnley at home. Collins and Vandenberg expected high minutes is very high, but it's especially Vandenberg that I think is extremely overlooked. I get why Collins is picked. He's a player that many managers have picked over the last couple of seasons, and so he's a well-known name in FPL. But I think Vandenberg is quite interesting. If you look at if you just look at expected goals for the last or for this season, it's Calafiori who ranks the highest so far, and second place is Sepp Vandenberg. He has an expected goals of 2.13. He hasn't scored yet, so he's not as clinical as Haaland. And Timber is 3, just for reference. So I think Sepp Vandenberg is extremely overlooked here. Also getting quite some DevCon points, but I don't see why Collins seems to be so much more popular than Sepp Vandenberg. So I don't know exactly if I'm gonna do a double Brentford defense, but I know for sure that I'm going with Sepp Vandenberg instead of Collins if I have to choose. O'Reilly, I think it's he's almost a must, I would say, but it's of course always difficult with Pep Guardiola's minutes and the major rotation that he's known for. It seems to be that he's playing more the same players defensively than the last couple of years. So we can only hope that O'Reilly will play. If you look at his expected goal involvements in all the games that he's played, at least 80 minutes, it's crazy good. Like, it's really good. Look into it if you haven't. They play home at against Leeds. They have the highest chance or highest prediction of getting a clean sheet this game week. He's just as offensive as Cucurella often is when Chelsea play the lower place teams. So Nico O'Reilly is seems to be quite a pick. Munoz, which is also a player I have on my team, I just can't take him out. His stats, his underlying stats is just outrageous. I think that United in the form and the shape they are now, I think Munoz is a great pick. I can't really get myself to not play him as well here in game week 13. So a defense that I expect to get some points, either by clean sheet, of course, or some offensive output. I could definitely see O'Reilly getting away here with something, because I expect City to win 3 or 4-0, with the majority of the goals, of course, coming from Haaland. And Berg and Collins. Brentford are extremely heavy on set pieces, especially the throw-ins. So to have the two center backs from Brentford is could be the move. It could be also too aggressive of a move to play two Brentford players. At goal, I have Araya. I'm also considering Emiliano Martinez, maybe, who play home against Wolves. But I think Raya is also, for me, just a cover on those who aren't going to free hit. They'll probably still play double Arsenal defense. So it's a bit of a cover against those teams. Let's take a look at the midfielders here. So the midfield is quite strong, I think. I go with Salah, Bruno, Foden, and Sa so far. Salah away against West Ham. The Nottingham Forest Liverpool game doesn't reflect, maybe you could say, the underlying stats of that game. And I think away against West Ham is a proper fixture. I think West Ham conceded 4 xg in the match against Bournemouth. So I think there's some opportunities there, and I think if you're gonna have Salah for a game week or 2 or 3, or then this game week is probably one of them. And I think the team I have is quite strong, even though I have both Salah and Haaland, of course, as you can see in a minute. Bruno away against Palace, I think is a proper pick, because I think that it could easily be a game where he would get DEFCON, and also he might get away with something. United is just not doing great, but he always seems to have great underlying stats. He also did against yesterday against Everton at home, expected goal involvements of 0.67, and he just has great underlying stats every game week. I think he's due for a major haul. Will it be this game week? I doubt it. But I just can't see myself playing without Bruno. Next up, Foden, home against Leeds. I expect City to absolutely batter them. So Foden home against Leeds seems like a proper pick. Of course, I'm gonna be monitoring whatever leaks or rumors or whatever we have, the midweek games, etc. For of course injuries, but also news of a possible starting lineup, because the fixtures are coming in fast now. So we could see some rotation, especially from Pep. Foden had an expected goal involvement of 0.75 against Newcastle, and his underlying stats the last 5, 6, 7 game weeks have also been great. I think home against Leeds is a great fixture. Ismail Assar against United. Ismail Assar's underlying stats and his performance has just been dropping lately, not intensely, but he is. He's not where he was at the beginning of the season before the injury, even though it wasn't a major injury. They're playing home against United, who just lost to a 10-man Everton after 2 of their players had a fight in the beginning of the match. Crazy red card. So United must be in the absolute gutter. I mean, to lose home against Everton, with 11 against 10 is it's brutal. It's just brutal. So Ismail Assar, I think he's also a fair pick. Holland, just have to do this. Whoops. Holland, as one of the attackers, of course, home against Leeds. Nothing else to say here. I'm gonna cap him. Second striker, Thiago. Brentford has scored like an insane amount of goals on penalty, and um, of course, it can't keep getting penalties constantly. But Thiago's underlying stats, his XG um, and yeah, it's also it's quite good actually. I think he ranks second highest, of course, because of all the freaking penalties, but also non-penalty XG. He's also ranking quite high. I think third or fourth highest in the amongst the attackers. So I think he's a great pick home against Burnley. You know, they could easily it could easily be a 2 or 3 0 win. Brentford. It could also easily be a 0-0, but I expect Brentford to at least score against Burnley at home. So that's my team right now. I've only focused on having like one proper first sub, and I think Marlon is a tasty pick. Secured minutes, no way. But he's on fire and he's cheap. They play home against Wolves. I could probably do something with the team, maybe downgrade Munoz and then having a better first sub, or looking for a great defender with high expected clean sheet or something. So this is the first draft. I think it's pretty close to where I'm gonna end up with. I'm gonna end up with at least O'Reilly, Haaland, Salah, Thiago, Munoz, Vandenberg. Um, so I think that it's close to where I'm gonna end up. Let's just take a look at this. My face is too big here. These are the expected points from defenders. This is just to back up my thesis. These stats are from the tool that I use to kind of create the foundation for my decisions. I'll link it in the description of the video. It's insanely cheap. If you look at the defenders, the reason why I've chosen Vandenberg in colors is partly due to this. They rank the highest with O'Reilly, so I think it's just overall great picks. You can see Nunez and Guardiola also there, but their expected points is just high, and I understand why when you look at the underlying data, both for Burnley conceding goals away, Brentford XG at home, Brentford's form at home, the underlying stats of both Vandenberg and Collins. So I think it makes sense those two are ranking fairly high. These expected points will get more precise and updated the closer we get to the game week. So this is filmed on Tuesday. So if it's not the same expected points on Friday, then you know why. Gonna here the midfielders expected points here. Salah on top, Foden second, Kevin Schad third, and then Otoro and Semenyo fourth and fifth. I think that Salah and Foden makes total sense, and it's also partly why I chose them. I think Salah will be a great pick this week, even though Liverpool looks like they haven't played football or trained probably for a year now. But Salah's, it's hard to argue for Salah right now because it's his form is just nowhere near last year. But if you look at his again underlying stats, they are okay. And away against West Ham, I think it's a proper fixture. Bowden home against Leeds, expected points 6.3, also a proper pick. If you want to see the rest of the midfielders and defenders outside of this top five, um, you can just sub to the website here. Attackers, Haaland, of course, on top with 7.5 expected points. Thiago second, Mateta third, and Watkins fourth. Watkins should be 400. I don't like Watkins is nowhere near my draft. Um, Expected minutes are, yeah, like he could easily start on the bench as well. And Mateta is, I think his underlying stats is worse than people actually think because he had the outlier match where he recorded a, I don't know, 3.7 xg. Just that match alone, if you remove that, he's a mediocre pick. Uh, so he's not in my draft. He won't be in the team. Um, as I'm pretty sure I'll play with Haaland and Thiago. That's my team for now. Um, as you can see here, um, I think it's gonna end up pretty close to this. It's gonna be a very exciting week because I'm ranked fairly high, aiming to get in the top 1K again. Um, and I think game week 13 and 16, at least for my team, are the game weeks I'm considering free hitting. And it's gonna be a very, very interesting game week. I want you to let me know if you're free hitting and what players you're considering and what you think of this team, and feel free to comment, like, share, boom, boom, boom. Thank you for watching. If you watch the whole video, let me know. Let me know if I could do anything better. Always up for feedback. And subscribe, like, shebang bang. Catch you later.